smoke samples. Diwali is right around the corner, and we are very pleased to have with us today Rajendra P. Kerkar, who will be giving a talk on the Goan Tales of Diwali. Mr. Kerkar is a MA History, MA Sociology, and PM. He worked for 17 years as teacher grade before taking voluntary retirement. Presently, he is a member of several state, national, and international organizations working in the fields of wildlife, forest, and environment. He has published 10 books in Marathi, 5 books in English, and written hundreds of articles on Goa's cultural, historical, and natural heritage. Today, Mr. Kerkar will take us on a journey through the unique cultural, ecological, and social aspects that surround the celebration of the festival of Diwali in Goa, from the bygone to the present day. Before we begin, allow me to go over some house rules. Please keep your phones on silent or on airplane mode during the talk, following which there will be a short Q&A. We eagerly await your curiosities. They always light up the room with an engaging discussion. With that, please put your hands together for us. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to you all, and my greetings to you all of Diwali. Actually, the Diwali has begun in Goa. The Diwali celebration starts with the Vijayadashmi and it concludes till the Prabodhani Ekadashi. Kartik is the month from where you can see Ashwin and Kartik. These are the 2 months which are dedicated for Diwali festival. I am very happy to present before you my slideshow presentation on Goan Tales of Diwali. My first slide takes you to the tradition wherein Indian people worship the light. So when human beings were living in the primitive age, only light before them was of the sun. And sun, that is central in the solar system, responsible for human being to march the wagon in the direction of the light. So for short period, sun was there in the sky, and then human being was struggling during the night for the light. And you can see the twinkling stars, then glowworms, fireflies. So all were imitating lights, and this light was so fascinating that human being started observing how he was going to get the light. And when he saw the 2 trees crisscrossing and generating the fire, he decided to use the cotton extracted from the Carota urine, that is willow mart, locally known in Goa, and taking the stone, he generated the fire. And the fire is the discovery made by the human being during the Neolithic period. So with the discovery of the fire in the Neolithic age is a revolutionary age, because during this period, the women who were in the caves, they minutely observed the behavioral pattern of the clothes around them, and they saw that when the seed sprinkled down, it sprouts, and they can see the plant or the tree, and that is result in the discovery of the agriculture. So agri and culture, we got the culture. Culture is Young and Mack, 2 sociologists, describe culture as the learned and the shared behavior. What we learned from our ancestors became the integral part of our culture. And Rabindranath Tagore very nicely described the culture in his poem written in Gitanjali. He मोर चित्त पुण्य तीर्थ जागोरी धीरे, यही भारतेर महामानवेर सागर तीरे. So India is the cradle of civilization, wherein people from various parts of the world came here, settled here, and enriched the cultural pattern of this country. So human beings started using the fire for lighting the lamp. And the first lamp, if, even today, if you want to see, you go to any part of Goa wherein you can see the stones were used as a medium for lighting the fire or lighting the lamp. And such type of the stone lamps you can see in various parts of Goa. Finally, Goa is a part of India's west coast and the western Ghat, and that is why whatever traditions, whatever belief, whatever customs one can see in these areas, you can see also in Goa. Right from Molangiri is a place in Kongolim where you can see the prehistoric settlement of Paleolithic man was there. And if you want more detail, you can read the article written by Dr. Nambirajan on the Molangiri caves. The Molangiri caves are very interesting. What it knows, so how human beings resided inside the cave, settled inside the cave. You can see the 300 people can get accommodated by this huge cave, natural cave. So if you move to the various parts of Goa, you can see the stone were used for making the lamps in the beginning. And as far as India's tradition is concerned, the first reference of the Deepa Pratipada Utsav you can get in the book written by Harsha. So Harsha wrote Nagananda drama. So in Nagananda drama of 7th century, we get the first reference of the festival of Diwali, Deepa Pratipada Utsav. That is the first day of the month Kartik, wherein the people started lighting the lamp, illuminating the lamp. Got it? No? So that is the tradition. And then the 9th century, another writer, Rajeshekar, mentioned about the Utsav as Deepamala. Whereas if you go to the Rashtrakutas were ruling over Maharashtra, Karnataka, Goa. All this was a part of the Rashtrakutas territory. And the best example in Goa you can see is in Netravali of the Mahalakshmi temple belonging to the Rashtrakutas. So Rashtrakutas were ruling from Sholapur, Maniaket, which was known during the period of the Rashtrakutas. So in Rashtrakutas, writer Krishna was celebrating Diwali. Then after Rashtrakutas, you know that Diwali is the festival not confined only to the Hinduism. It is also there in Jainism, also there among the Buddhists. For example, Newar in Nepal worship Lakshmi and celebrate Diwali. Newars are Buddhists, whereas the Jain believe that the 24th Tirthankara means one who shows the path of the truth. So he died, he attained the moksha. So we cannot say the person is died in Jainism. So he attained the salvation and in Pavapuri. So that is why his soul became one with the universe. So that is why the Jain people started celebrating Diwali. And if you go to Saudatti on the bank of the river Malaprabha, the inscription discovered there tells us that the Jain kings patronize this festival. So among the Sikh, if you look at the Amritsar is the pilgrimage center of the Sikhism. So when Hargobind Singh was released from the Mughal prison, the Sikhs started celebrating Diwali in a big way. However, the tradition of Diwali was present among the Sikhs before Hargobind. So if you read Amar Das and many other philosophers related with the Sikhism, the tradition of Diwali was there, and Amritsar is the best example where you can see the tradition was in vogue. So Diwali in India is one of the biggest cultural event, and that is why we can see that by lighting lamps, people started celebrating the festival. So Diwali is related with the prosperity. Why people started celebrating Diwali? As far as Goa is concerned, or the Konkan region is concerned, you know that Goa cannot be separated from the Konkan. The Konkan and the Goa integral part of it, and that is why right from Kudal, which is the part of Sindhudurga, till Karwar, you can see one cultural identity of the people. You can witness through the festival, fairs, and through various traditions. Whereas this deity called Gajalakshmi, we have many Lakshmi. Lakshmi means prosperity. And this Gajalakshmi is very important. You know that Gajalakshmi tradition, if you go to Andhra Pradesh, in Andhra Pradesh there is the temple of goddess Mother at Alampur. So at the entrance in Alampur, near from Kurnool, old capital city of the Andhra Pradesh. So at the entrance you will find this panel of Gajalakshmi. If you go to Sanchi, the Buddhist shrine, stupa, so back side also you will find this Gajalakshmi. However, among the Buddhists, Gajalakshmi is considered as the mother of Gautam Buddha. This typical Gajalakshmi you can see on the bank of the river Madai. Madai is called Mandavi, when it crosses Usgaon of Kunda Taluka till it meets the Arabian Sea at Akbar. The river is called Mandavi. Whereas in Satari, the river is called Madai. So on the bank of the Madai in the village Kurshe, this sculpture of Gajalakshmi belonging to the period of the Vijayanagar. You know, the Vijayanagar dynasty was ruling over the southern India in the 14th century. They were the Harrier and Bukka laid the foundation of the Vijayanagar dynasty in 1347. So 14th century is the period when Vijayanagar were ruling, and you can see a lot of influence of the Vijayanagar dynasty on the Goa's tradition. For example, Raya or Rajendra, very near to Panjim, was related with the Raya of the Vijayanagar. So this sculpture belonging to the Vijayanagar period, and you know that coconut is not a Goan, but in spite of it, you know, it got the honor of the state tree. So when you know the demand was going on, I requested one of the MLAs of the opposition party, you just emphasize how important is the Goan tree called Matti. Because the government wanted to remove the Matti and accord the status of the state tree to the coconut. So then the government decided to give the honor to two trees. So one is Terminilla elliptica, which is called as Matti, the state tree of Goa, and now coconut also got the honor of the state tree of Goa. So coconut came from the Cocoa Island of Pacific, the deepest and biggest ocean of the world. And then the first representation, you can see, you go to Amravati, you go to Sanchi, you go to Aurangabad, Ajanta and Ellore, wherever you will go, you will not going to see the coconut there in the architecture or the sculpture of India. The first representation of the coconut you can see in the Goa. So two sides, you can see the Kalpadrum is there. Kalpadrum is a tree that fulfill your wishes. So this is the Kalpadrum, got it no? On the Gajalakshmi. So Gajalakshmi is the deity of the forest, it is the deity of the well, it is the deity of the prosperity. So that is why we have the tradition of worshipping Gajalakshmi. This Gajalakshmi is inside the sacred grove in Kurshe village. Once upon a time, you know, Narkasur tradition, if you go to the northern part of India, you will find during the Vijayadashmi, people make the effigy of deity, got it no? Make the effigy of the demon Ravan and burn it. So Ram killing the Ravan, the scene is depicted Whereas in Goa, you will find the influence of the Vaishnavism is very strong. The Madhvacharya from Udupi, who is responsible for building the Krishna temple there, came to Goa, and you can see the influence of the Vaishnava cult in not only in Goa, but if you go to the northern part of India also, there also you will find the influence of the Vaishnavism is more on the culture of India. So that is why if you look the chief minister of Goa or the political leaders of Goa, they bears most of all bears the name related to the Vaishnava cult. So that is why there are mythological stories. Mythological stories that Bhagwan Sri Krishna came from the Mathura. He left the Mathura because of the trouble posed to him by his relative Shishupal, and he came to the land where he can enjoy the peace and tranquility. And there is a story that he came to Kuveshi Ghat, and from Kuveshi he came to the island of Chudamani. The Chudamani means the green island. The whole island was very beautiful, green, with the mangoes, got it, no? The best mangoes of the Goa you can get in the Chora village. Earlier name is Chudamani. So it appeared just like the Chudamani. Chudamani means the green color. The island was green, and island is the gift of the Mandavi to Goa. So one of the biggest island of Goa. So this Chudamani was having the only temple in India of Devaki Krishna. So Devaki Krishna temple, then because of the 16th century, Apostle Albuquerque conquered Goa on 25th November 1510, and then you can see a transformation took place in Goa, and many temples were demolished. So finally, the devotees decided to take the temple of the deities they installed in Vargaon of Kunda Taluka. Vargaon is the name of the village, got it, no? And that is why you can see the temple of Devaki Krishna in Vargaon is the hamlet of the Mashe. Got it, no? There is no village called Mashe. So the temple is there in this place. The temple of Devaki Krishna is there in Mashe, hamlet of Vargaon. So Devaki Krishna, you can see Krishna, Balakrishna is in the lap of the Devaki, and the same principle, the people who were converted, they were insisting to the Christian priest that they want an alternative to the Devaki Krishna, and that is why Mother Mary and infant Jesus story crop up in Goa, and then you can see the Basilica of Bom Jesus. If you visit, you will find this tradition, or you go to any Christian house, you will find the Mother Mary holding in the same style like the Devaki Krishna. So Krishna stories, mythological stories are innumerable. One story is that the Shishupal came, got it, no, in the island at Santistev, which is known as the island of the vegetable, or the okra island. So here there is another island called Akhada. Akhada is the part of the Santistev. So in Akhada, as per the mythological belief that Shishupal was killed, and Devaki left also Mathura, and she came to Goa, and she was longing to meet Balakrishna, and though Krishna was in a youthful state, she thought to meet the son, got it, no? And it is said that her milk took the form of the ocean of the milk, and that is why you can see in Kuveshi Ghat, wonder of the nature, the two rivers, Katla and Payana, join together and then come down as a Khandepar river, and you can see the Dudhsagar water, 310 meters above the sea level. The waterfall is there, and it is associated with the Devki. And this river, finally, the river Khandepa, along with the Zuari river, and with the Bicholi, then with the Walmonti and main Madai, altogether 5 rivers join at a place called Panchaganga. So, at the Panchaganga confluence, the joining of the 5 rivers is called as the Panchaganga. So, at the confluence, you can see the annual fair during the month of the Shravan, the 5th month of the lunar calendar. And there is a celebration of the fair is there. It is called Ashtamichi Jatra. So, during night time, no one stays in the Hindole village. After coming up Saptakodeshwar, the village became popular in Goa as Narvik. So it is believed that the ghost or the evil spirit reside in that place. So that is why everyone decided to move from the place. So this is the place where you can see the Ashtamichi Jatra is celebrated. So Jatra is not in the honor of the Sri Krishna, whereas in various parts of Goa, Gokulashtami is celebrated, but this Jatra takes us to the Hori Pass of temple of the Hatkeshwar, demolished in the island village of the Diwar, which was known as Dipavati Island. You know the 4 villages, Mala, got it now, Naveli, Golti, and Samatiyash. So all these 4 villages became popular as a Dipavati Island. Why Dipavati Island? Because there were hundreds of temples in the island and the people were doing agriculture, people were living very happy life, and that is why those who were traveling through the waterways, they were finding every day Diwali is going on. So that is why the 4 cluster of 4 villages, they gave a name Dipavati. So Dipavati Island tells us the tradition of Diwali was there in Goa since Hori Pass. So today, you know, we are worshipping Narkasur. Narkasur is ruling over Goa. Today, if you start from afternoon and go to any corner of Goa, people run after Narkasur. So Narkasur is the demon who is ruling actually during the night time in Goa, and that is why the tradition of Narkasur, you can see Goa. Earlier, people were following the eco-friendly tradition, but now whatever burning, for example, in olden time, the people were after taking out the paddy, husking it out, and grass was available. So grass was used for making Narkasur. So grass was burned. So burning of grass indicate clearing of all garbage and attaining the cleanliness. But today, if you go after Narkasur Dahan, you will find what is garbage in Goa. So they will burn plastic, they will burn rubber, thermocol, everything, and that will going to result in creating more problems. So once upon a time, the people were using this bamboo, and through the bamboo, they were making the effigy of Narkasur. So that was the tradition. So early in the morning, tomorrow, if you visit Shantadurga of Kavle, only on this occasion you will find the Panchamaya Darshan. So here, people will take the mirror and put the light of the sun on the deity. So Goddess Shantadurga was originally from the village of Kyovaloshi. Kyovaloshi was a part of Sasashti, Salset Taluka. So from Kyovaloshi, the deity was brought to the Konda Taluka, and today you can see this deity in Kavle. So in 1526, Krishnadas Shama wrote Sri Krishna Charitra in the village. The temple was situated inside the grove of the banana. You know, the Goa, since Hori Pass was known for the banana. Today only one variety of the banana is most popular, and we got the GI tag for banana, Moidori. But the place Moira or Moiding you will not going to get the banana. The people, the villagers of Ibrahimpur in Pedne Taluka applied for the GI and they got the tag of the GI for Manduri Kiri. So Goa was known for the bananas and that is why probably the Kardali one was there and the deity Shantadurga was the presiding deity. She was in the form of the ant-hill. Got it, no? Later on, you know, the Durga form of Mahishasur Mardini was associated with the deity and you can see this celebration. The claim, for example, Mati Kahe Kumar se Tukyo Ronde Mohe, Itere Savega, Mairondun Video. The respect for the clay was very strong among the Indian and that is why they were making different types of the utensils, different types of the things out of the clay. So there are many villages in Goa. For example, Kumarduva island was famous for the potter. In Sakota, there are many settlements where you can see the pottery art was there. So it was known for the pottery. The pottery from the Kumarduva were brought into the village of Hadkor and waterway that was used became popular as Bhadas Tari. Bhad means the clay pot. So Bhadas Tari means tar means the waterway. So today, you know, the market of the Bhadas Tari is very famous for the Ganesh Chaturthi celebration. But you can see, once upon a time, people were using the clay lamps, what it was, Yuza, or whatever celebration there in Goa, people were making use of the clay and also of the brass or of the copper. So, Vasuparas, or you know, the respect for the cow and bull. Actually, cow and bulls were domesticated by human beings during the Neolithic period, and in India, there is Musky, for example, or Piglihal in Karnataka, where you can see in the rock art, the dominance of the bull is there. After these places, if you want to see the Neolithic period bull, how bulls were there in Goa, then the best place is to visit the Maushi village in Satari Taluka, 3 kilometers from Valpai. There are 20 rock art there, so it tells you about the bull. So bull was domesticated during the Neolithic period and afterward, you know, the cow. For example, Shweta Kapila is the cow belonging to the Goa, which is considered the Goan cow. So today, if you go to the villages in Goa during the Bali Pratipada, there you will find the people wash their cattle and garland them. So this tradition is there. And there are some agricultural communities where you can see the cow dung. The cow dung is the media through which you can carry the fire. So during olden time, the cow dung was used for wedding, and that is why it is mandatory for the Hindu person to use the cow dung during the funeral. So cow dung is used for making this type of the thing, and you can see the cucurbit. The bitter cucurbit is used for making the cow, buffaloes. So this tradition is there in Goa of the showing respect to the cattle. So cattle was considered the wealth, and you know whatever considered as a toxic, bitter, Indian people tasted it. For example, during Diwali, the hilly tribes people or the hilly areas. For example, if you go to Netrawal or go to the Sulla, the village situated at the height of 812 meters above the sea level. In this village, there was a tradition wherein the people were going into the forest one day before the Diwali and they will remove the pot of Netam. So, Netam pot, that is called locally called Garkani, and they will bring the seed of it. This actually, if you try with this, it is a bitter in taste and it has a toxic elements. So, in order to remove all these toxic elements, people are aware about the art. So, unless and until you know the art, you don't use it. So, they will cut into pieces, and these pieces are kept for 24 hours in the flowing water, and afterward, it is boiled and this type of the dish is prepared. Got it? No? What is toxic is transformed into medicinal thing in a tasty thing called Garkanichi Kapa. So this tradition you will see in the villages like Sulla. Kothika, the biggest village of Goa. How big is it? 11,111 hectare area constitute the Kothika. So in Kothika, the highest number of ethnobotanists of Goa. Ethnobotanists mean the people or the villagers who are using different types of the roots, shoots, leaves for the medicinal purposes. So there is traditions in Goa during Diwali after burning the effigy of the Narkasur, people prefer to drink the bitter decoction. So there is tradition of also breaking the bitter cucurbit carried by saying chanting the Govinda Govinda. Got it, no? So carried represent the Narkasur, and we have to crush the what is bad, and that is why the Rig Veda say Asto Ma Sadgamaya, Tamso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityur Ma Amrutgamaya. So our march should be from the death to the light, from the darkness to the light. So truth is very important. So we have to move from the falsehood to the truth. So that is what the Rig Veda tells us, and that is why you have to drink the decoction made from different types of the medicinal herbs. So there is a Kudwa Parab. There is also during Diwali tradition of taking the bitter decoction. You know the rice is very important, but rice is not a goal. If you go to Madhuli, Madhuli is the biggest island inside the Brahmaputra, and almost more than 100 varieties of the rice are still preserved in the village of the Padmasri Jaidev Paya. What it was, this Madhuli was shrinking. It was the Jaidev Paya who showed the path to the world by undertaking the tree plantation there and saved the island area called Madhuri. So rice came to Goa, mango came to Goa from Assam. So in Goa, rice came. What Goan people were eating there? The Goan people were eating what British term as a coarse food grain. Today, if you read the newspaper, the chief minister made the statement, Pramod Sawant made the statement that Goan people should grow finger millets, nasni. What is nasni? They were growing different types of the millet, but the millets were termed as a coarse food grain. That is why there is, the Indian started eating what is white. What it was. Our love for the white complexation, love for the white dream is too much. But if you eat white type of the rice, that will increases the sugar in your body, carbohydrate, use the carbohydrate more. So that is why there was a tradition in Goa where people were using the parboiled rice. So for making pho, puff rice, the people were using locally available paddy. So Saligam was known for the different type of the jire sal, tang sal, pang sal, and one of the paddy taken by Maharashtra is trying for the GI for the jire sal, ghan sal of Azra. The Goan Catholic people who migrated during the Portuguese period to the Chandigarh area, they took the paddy from this area because Asgam got name not because of the villages there. Asagam. Why not all villages in Goa got the name Asgam? Asgam got the name because of the Asgo. Saligam got the name because of the Tamsa, Pangsa, Jiresa. These were the different types of the Sa variety. In Goa, Sa village in Bicholi or the Salgini in Sanghe Taluka, all were known for the paddy variety. So Gosri, Dambo, Garo, Shitto, Navan, these are the varieties of the paddy grown in Goa. But today, very few places are there left in Goa where you can get paddy, Goan paddy. Today we are getting the rice mainly of the Jaya, which is hybrid, Karza, all this is hybrid. So people were using the paddy to make the puff rice and gouty pho. Even today, if you go to the places like Vargaon, there the tradition of making gouty pho is there. So gouty pho are very tasty. So making of Akash Kandil, the tradition of lighting this lamp in the sky, Akash, for what purpose? Mainly for in the memory of the ancestor. The tradition began in India, wherein people have the belief that if you light the lamp in the sky, that will make your life very happy. So that is why there is a tradition. And you can see after a rainy season, after rainy season is over, the monsoon is over, you can see during autumn there is a there are different types of the insect. So these insects comes in a large number. So if you light the lamp of the oil, then you are minimizing the threat of this insect. So that is why during night time, when you keep one lamp, oil lamp, lighted, that will going to kill many harmful insects. So that was also a tradition, reason to evolve a tradition. So you can see we have to follow the eco-friendly tradition, and there are many ways, and we have artists who can teach throughout Goa. They are teaching how to make the eco-friendly Akash Kandi. So instead of using the plastic thermocol, we have to opt for the paper and for the bamboo and different type of the grasses are available. So Goa is a land of the agriculture. So people after the Neolithic period shifted to the agriculture, and the hordes of people coming from various parts of India, they also responsible for enriching the agriculture heritage. So this is in Kumbh, wherein in the island village they decorate the cattle, cow and other animal with the different types of the fiber. There are some trees, they remove the bark and through the fiber they mix the garland and decorate their cattle. So this tradition is there. In Goa, during Diwali celebration, that is on the Bali Pratipada day, the second day, after the third day, after Lakshmi Pujan, if you go in a tribal belt of Goa, like Tiswadi Taluka, or in Kepe, Sangi, Kanpur, and Darbhanga, you will find Denlo. This is Denlo. So in Denlo, you will find they will put the idol of the Bala Krishna, Sri Krishna, and they will take with chariot like structure is made, and it is decorated with the flags, the several color flags, and the tradition. If you want to see it, go to the Dongri, Mandur, or you can go to the Karmari, where you will find Denlo is there. So Denlo is saying goodbye to the monsoonal rain and welcoming to the rain of the autumn season. So in autumn season also people needed the rain. So that is why today you cannot see the cycle of the changing season properly because of the climate change. So this is the tradition of the Hindu is there, very beautiful traditions, and most of the tribal areas, you can see this is in Kumarjiva. At the background you can see the coconut and the paddy fields, and then they take out a procession and it goes visiting each house. So Katyo Baye Katyo Ge Akashi Udel. So twinkling stars always used to mesmerize the human being, and the Indian tradition we consider not only sun and moon as the god, but all the twinkling star as the deity. So that is why we have the tradition of Kritika Nakshatra Pujan, we have the tradition of Chaitra Gaur, we have the tradition of the Katyo. So if you visit right from the day of Diwali, during the Prabodhani Ekadashi, till the Tushi Vivaha, 5 days before Tushi Vivaha, in Okami and Mudalshe, the tribal Gauda community will draw the pictures of the sun, moon and the star, and they will celebrate the Katyo festival. So Giti, Katyo, all these are the eco-communistic tradition. you know that during Bhadrapad there is traditions of worshipping Ganpati during Ganesh Chaturthi. But in Goa, the brother of Ganpati, Murugan or Kartikeya, is also worshipped. So the Kartik Swami Puja is related with the star. So there is belief among the tribal forest dwelling Vedic in Kanpur, Sangin Taluka, that they got Kartikeya in the jungle when they were grazing the cattle. So they brought this Kartikeya, and every year, in order to express the gratitude, just like Ganpati is worshipped in the form of the clay idol with the elephant-headed god, in the same way Kartikeya is worshipped by taking the clay from the anthill. Why only anthill? Anthill is the indicator of the presence of water. Wherever wet water is there, you will find the anthill. And anthills are doing the wonderful work because anthills are transforming huge leaf litter into the clay. What clay you are getting, that is because of the work done by the anthill. So anthill you will find only where water is present. And that is why in India, especially in Goa or in the Konkan and also in Andhra Pradesh, you will find the tradition of Renuka. Renuka means the anthill. If you come to Karnataka, you will find the Ellamma. And in Goa, you will find the Satay. Satay means the place, the anthill having the 7 compartments. So if you break the anthill, you will find the 7 compartments inside it, and you will find the many ants. So the ant hill clay is collected, and then a small ball shape, spherical shape dhillo is made, and this dhillo is decorated with seasonal flowers. And on the last day, the celebration goes for from Dasra to Diwali. The celebration goes almost for more than 15 days, and on the last day, this dhillo is immersed into the water. So this is and mostly it is the festival of the unmarried woman, the tribal woman. So this is there during the Bali Pratipada day. You can see the immersion take place. So Giti tradition is there. Ali Varsana Diwali Bhi Bhavana Diwali. So in the tribal band, you can see the Dillo tradition is there. Whereas in the hilly area, non-tribal peoples are there. So they observe the Giti tradition. The women sit and they sing the song when from melodious folk song. And these folk songs are sung during the moonlight, and it is called Giti tradition. So Giti tradition is also begins with Dasra festival and ends with the Diwali. So it is there among the hilly people. The pastoral Dhangar communities. Once upon a time they were nomadic, but almost 100 years ago they are living the settled life. In Goa, right from Pernem to Kanpur, you will find 111 settlements belonging to the Dhangar community. So खडकचं पाणी न डोंगरचा पाला दे दादा दे राजाळ मसते नाही बहिणी राजाळ मसती आई बाबा ते. So much love for the cattle, for the buffalo. They are the buffalo order. No way they are related. You cannot call them as a shepherd. In Goa, no shepherds are there. In Goa, you will find only buffalo herders. So they are called as Dhangar Gauli. So Dhangar Gauli celebrate the Pandari Sapava. So during Pandari Sapava, they will welcome the different types of the folk group for the celebration, and they will perform the folk dance called Gajanritya. This is Gajanritya. You can see the Gajanritya is performed by the Dhangar community, and it expresses their joy, happiness. Among the people who are living on the bank of the river, for them the river is not only the cradle of civilization, they call the river as their mother. And that is why during the Diwali celebration, the woman will go near to the river, bank of the river, and inside the river there are small islands. So on this they will worship the 7 stones. So 7 stones represent, whether they represent the Saptashri Saptarushi or seven star, we have to do the research in it. So this is the Dashmi tradition, wherein the woman intimate bond with the river is there. So during the Dashmi celebration, and the Baubi's tradition is there, wherein people, the sister tie, mean the wave the lamps and do the auction. So Nandi Boil, because this is the period where the paddy, almost the paddy is ready and rice is brought into the house. So that is why the Kerkar from the Kuda Pinguri, and they were performing the traditional gift of the Nandi Boil. So Nandi Boil, you know, the bull is worshipped in India right from the Indus Valley civilization. You can see the seal of the Indus Valley civilization. And you know, दारातले तुळशी घे, पानात मान तुळशी घे, गळ्यातल्या मण्यासाठी किती लोक वनवासी. Osimum Center has been given the honor, and we have the tradition of the Tulshi Vivaah. Tulshi Vivaah also is a part of the tradition of the Diwali in Goa. And the Tulshi Vivaah is very important because on the day of the Prabodhani Ekadashi, it is believed that Lord Vishnu, after the long sleep of 4 months, awakened. So on that occasion, you will find the petara of the Dashavatari Natak will open, and Pratama Namana Ganapati, Maga Namana Saraswati. There is respect shown to the Ganpati because Ganpati is the son of Nataraj. The Chola king, for example, in the Tamil Nadu, they worship Shiva as a Nataraj. So son of the Shiva, Ganpati, Parvati's son, he is called as a Ganpati, and in Goa, he is considered as a representation of an inspiration of the arts, crafts, and all things. So that is why the petara, that is the king box inside which is the all items necessary for the Dashavatari Natak, the folk drama is kept, is open on that day, so during the Diwali. And then you can see the Sankasu tradition begins in Goa. So if you visit in the month of the Kartik, most of the annual fairs of the temples are there in Goa. So Goa is a land where you can see whatever culture you are now experiencing, expanding, is not a Goan culture. The Goan culture, the nightlife of the Goa, the nightlife in this part is Sunset Bate is different. The nightlife in the other part of Goa, you will find the presentation of dance, drama, you will find the theatrical experiences and so many things. So it is very enchanting. And then the Dashavatari, wherein you know the male perform the role of the female, and most of the mythological stories, you know, the Ramayana and Mahabharata is playing very important role in Indian scenario. That is only because of this type of the folkways. So different types of the folkways there, and you know, the Diwali is the festival of light, wherein we celebrate it, and I on this occasion express my gratitude to all for coming here for this talk. So thank you very much to Dr. Subodh Kerkar and his team of the MOG for offering this podium to me. Thank you.